Alright, so for this first trade example, let's take a look at 6 December dollar Canadian trade. This netted me a 4.8 hour win. So let's take a look at how I managed the trade, how I placed my order entry, and how I exited the trade with a profit. Alright, so I'm getting ready to scalp the news, and the date is the 6th of December. And I'm looking at Forex Factory. Time is 10:56 p.m. local time, and as you can see at 11 p.m., which is 4 minutes from now, there'll be rate Canadian news on rate statement and overnight rate. So this is basically interest rates, which is one of the major things I'll trade. All right. So to trade this, the first thing I'll do is I'll go to my position sizing calculator. So for example, if your account size is $4,500, you're risking 2%. Stop loss will always be 12 pips away for this strategy, unless it's a pound pair, we place it further away. And because I'm trading Canadian news, I'll be looking at the Canadian dollar CAD. There we go. So based on this, if I click calculate, I will trade 0.95 lots. Okay, so that's my position size. So I'm at dollar Canadian. Now, when I put my orders, I usually use the 5-minute candles. But just before the news is released, I'll switch it to 1-minute candles. Right? So I will put in the order. Right now it's 10:57. So I always put in the order exactly 3 minutes before the market opens. Now let's take a look. Currently, the market is at. Let's see what's the price right now. Let me just open something up here. Okay, so the price is currently at 2.6662. 1.2662. Okay, so I'm going to put my buy order 12 pips above that. Okay, so 2.662 plus 12 pips. So my buy order will be 2.674, and my sell order will be 12 pips below that. So 2.662 minus 12, 2.650. 2.650. There we go. Okay, great. So I'm going to click new order. And again, what were the lots that we're trading? 0.95 lots. So I'm going to put here 0.95 lots to be traded. Okay, so first I'm going to put in my buy order. So it's going to be a pending buy stop at 2.674. Okay, so 1.2674. And my stop loss would be at the current market price, 1.2662. Okay, so my buy order is placed here. Okay, next I'm going to put in my short order. So again, I'm going to put a sell stop now at 2.650. Okay, 1.2650. Stop loss at the current market price, 1.2662. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see, the market is now here, and let's see what happens. Okay, so it jumped up, it triggered my buy order, it's flying, right? You can see it's flying up. Okay, so I'm gonna, whoa, that's great. Okay, so I'm making a lot of profit right now. So I'm gonna cancel my short order. Okay, and I'm holding on to my long order, ready to take profit on my long order. So the moment this candle closes, the 1-minute candle closes, okay, at 11:01, I will take profits. Okay, at 11:01, I'll take profits. Currently, you can see that it is at 270, 2710, 2714. Okay. I'm already making a $300 profit. That's not bad. Oh, candle is closed. So 2724. So I'm going to put my stop loss at 2724. 2724. Here we go. Well, it's still running. 2733. 2733. 2733. I'm going to raise my stop loss to 2733. It's still running. Raise my stop loss to I'm basically raising my stop loss to wherever is current market price, 2738. I'm gonna raise it to 2738. Catch as much as I can. Okay, I got stopped out. All right, so I'm out of the trade, and you can see that what's my profit. Let me pull up my P&L right now. So I made a profit of $437, as you can see, okay, on this dollar Canadian trade, and I made $400 profit in just 1 minute. Right, 1 minute I made $400. Okay, so that was a pretty good trade. All right, so let me do a quick debrief about the trade which I just did. I couldn't talk very much during the trade because, as you can see, when you scalp the news, things are moving very fast, so I have to react very quickly to make sure I make money. Okay, but now that it's over, I can do a quick debrief about what just happened, right? Okay, so basically the news was to be released at 11 p.m. Canadian news. As you can see, it's one of the 4 major news that I trade. This is based on interest rates, okay? So once I know that there's going to be news, I will get ready to scalp the news and place my order exactly 3 minutes before the news is released. No more than that. No earlier, no later. Exactly 3 minutes, you have to be precise. So you saw on my clock, it was about 10:57 where I placed the trade. Now again, before that happens, you can do a bit of preparation. So the first thing I did was to determine my lot size. How many lots am I trading, right? My position size. So to do that, I go to my position sizing calculator. You can use any one online. There's so many of them. I just use this one by my FXbook.com. That's just my personal preference, but can use whichever one you want, okay? So I put in my account size. So this account is about 4,500 US dollars. It's there. And I decided to risk 2% of my capital for this trade. So again, you have to decide on your risk per trade. You can start with 1%, 2%, 3%, but be consistent throughout. Okay, so it's 2%. And again, for this strategy, our stop loss is 12 pips away. Okay, so for both the long and the short, they're 12 pips away. So currency pair dollar CAD. So from here, I know that I'm trading 0.95 lots. Okay, which is basically 95,000 units. Okay, so what was my actual risk I was taking? So if you take 2%, let me just do some math here. Okay, if you take 2%, times 4,005. Okay, my actual dollar risk is 4,005 times 2%, was $90. Okay, so I was basically risking $90 for both my long and my short orders. Okay, so at the end of the day, I made, let me just check it out. How much did I make? So I'm going to go to terminal, view, terminal. Okay, so I made $437, or well, round it to 438. 438. So I made 438 divided by $90. Okay, so my profit, I'm gonna write this down. 438. out of 90. That is 4.86R. Okay, so I always like to determine my results in terms of R. Okay, how many R did I achieve? Now you can also calculate R's in terms of the number of pips that you got, right? So I was risking 12 pips, right? So 12 pips was 1 R. Okay, so basically I captured, let me see, let me do the maths. I captured 58 pips in about a minute. Okay, so that is equivalent to 4.86R. All right. Okay, so that's the result. Now, again, that's in 1 minute, so that's a pretty good trade. Now, again, let me just go over what I did really quickly. And one of the first things I did was, if you recall, I started with the 5-minute candles. Okay, and once I placed my order, I switched to the 1-minute candle before the news was released. Okay, so what happened was, before the news was released, now let me just go to the 1-minute candles because it'll be easier to show you what happened, right? Okay, so you see this big long green candle, that was at 11 p.m. Okay, that was a long green candle at 11 p.m. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so this was 11 p.m. Each candle is 1 minute, right? So this 11 p.m., 10:59, 58, 10:57. Okay, so at 10:57, we were here, thereabouts, roughly about there. Okay, so if you recall, where was my entry? Yeah, so again, let me see. All right, so again, this candle you see was at 11 p.m. The news was released at that 1-minute candle. This was 10:59, 58, 10:57. So at this candle here, 10:57, I looked at what was the market price at the time. So at the time, the market price, which I saw at the time, if you recall, was 2662, right? Remember, I created this sticky and I wrote it 2662. So that was my, that was the so-called the market price at that time, 3 minutes before the news was released, right? So what I did was, the first thing I did was I placed a buy stop order 12 pips above the market price. So you just take 2662 plus 12 pips, you get 2674. All right, so in other words, I placed a buy order at 2674. Let me just use this line to show you. 2674, yeah. Okay, so that was my buy order, my buy stop order, which means that if the price were to go up, which it did, it would trigger my buy order at 2674 and you'll buy at the market price. It doesn't mean that I'll get filled at 2674, it just means that 2674, the order will be triggered. Okay, so that was my buy stop order. Now I simultaneously put a sell stop order 12 pips below that market price. So 2662 minus 12 is 2650. All right, so if you recall, I then place a sell order at 2650, right, which was somewhere there. Okay, so remember that in this strategy, when the news is released, we've got no idea where it's going to go, right? We've got no idea where it's going to go. So, right, so the market price is here. It could go up, right? It could go down, or it could go nowhere, all right? So there are many times when you go nowhere, all right? So in this case, what happened was it went up. Now, I didn't know it was going to go up, obviously, so that's why we placed 2 orders. Now, the moment the news was released and it went up, what happened? It triggered my buy order at 2674, okay? Now, did I get filled at 2674? No, I got filled higher. So what was my fill price? I'll talk about it in a short while, right? But the moment it filled my buy order and I knew that, okay, it's going up, that means I do not need my sell order anymore, all right? Because I know that it's not going to go down to hit my sell order. So as you recall in that video, I canceled my sell stop order. So now I've only got one order which was triggered, second order was cancelled. Now similarly, if it went down and triggered my sell order, my sell stop order, I'll then cancel my buy stop order. But in this case, it went up, it filled my buy stop order. Okay. So what was my actual fill price? Let me just take a look. Go to view, terminal. Okay. And so you can see the price that I actually bought was 2674. 2674. Which was oh, I actually got filled at 2674. That was pretty good. Wait, let me just confirm that again, because you don't always get filled at the price you want. Well, I did. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, I got filled at 2674. That's pretty cool, right? So I got filled exactly at the price. Now, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get filled above your intended entry price. But as you can see, if it keeps going, doesn't matter, you'll still make money, right? And what happened was, as it went up, how did I take my profit? Okay, how did I take my profit, right? So normally what I do is I will start to exit the trade once it's 11:01, okay, or once the 1 minute candle closes. So this was a 1 minute candle, it closed here, all right, it closed over here, okay. So what happened was, once the candle closed, I wanted to exit. So I changed my stop loss order to that current market price because I want to get stopped out. I wanted to hit my stop loss and I exit at this price. So I just moved my stop loss on my long trade to the market price, but my stop loss did not get filled because it kept going up, right, which is good for me, right? So as it kept going up, I made more than I intended, and I kept raising my stop loss until eventually it went down somewhere here, and it hit my stop loss, and I got out at 2733. That's right. So I got out here, right? So I entered here, I got out there because it hit my stop loss. And after I got out, it kept running, right? So again, that happens and you do not know, it could have come down. So as long as you make money and you make more than 1 hour, you're risking 1 hour to make more than 1 hour, that's a good trade. So that concludes how I scalp the news. All right, so for this next example, it's on the 7th of December, and this was a Euro USD trade. Now, this resulted in 0R because, as you will see, the price did not move very much. So I canceled both orders within 10 seconds and did not make money, did not lose money. Let's take a look right now. All right, so it is now the 7th of December, Thursday, and it's 9:19 p.m. local time. So I'm getting ready to scalp the news. As you can see, it's Thursday, okay, and the news is coming up here. This one in red, US dollar news unemployment claim. So this is one of the major news I trade. So to trade the US dollar, I'll trade the Euro USD. So the first thing to do is to size my position. So in this account, I've got $5,000. I'm risking 2%. My stop loss will be a fixed 12 pips away. So calculating that, I will trade 0.833 lots. So that would be my position size for my long position and my short position. So 0.833 lots. Okay. So I will place my order 3 minutes before the news. So the news is 9:30. My order will be placed at 9:27. So I still have 7 minutes. I'm going to hang back and wait and just watch the charts. I'm going to change it to my 5-minute candles. And before the news is announced, I would switch it to 1-minute candles. Just remove the moving averages. So There we are. So currently we are right now at 1785. Okay, but we'll look at the market price once it is 927. Alright, so it's exactly 9:27 p.m. As you can see, I'm going to place my order. The current market price is 1790. 1790. So my buy order will be 12 pips above that. Actually, it's more like 1791. Okay, it's almost there. So 1791 plus 12, my buy order will be at 1803. And my sell order will be 1790, or 1791, sorry, minus 12 pips will be 1779. Okay, there we go. Great. So I'm going to click new order here, and I'm trading 0.83 lots. So first I'm going to put in my buy order. So pending, buy stop order. I'm going to buy at 1.1803. Okay, and my stop loss will be the current price, 1.1791. Okay, so my order's there. And I'm now going to put in my sell order, so new order. I'm going to put a sell stop at 1.1779. Stop loss, current market price 1.1791. Okay, so my orders are placed. I'm ready to go. Okay, so that's my buy stop order. That's my sell stop order. If it triggers the buy order, I cancel my sell order. If it triggers the sell order, I cancel my buy order. All right, so I'm going to go view terminal, where I can view these two trades. Ready to cancel the one that doesn't get triggered. And I may cancel both if none get triggered the moment the news is released, right? The moment the news is released, I want to see an immediate reaction to the news. If there's a delayed reaction, I usually get out. Okay, so I want to see a quick reaction at 9:29. So 1 minute to go. Countdown has begun. Let's see what happens. Okay, news is released, and you can see that it's not really moving in any direction. All right, so there's no initial reaction. I'm getting out, okay, because I don't want anything delayed. So I'm going to cancel my buy order. And cancel my sell order. Okay, so you can see that not every news release creates a very strong movement in the price, right? So if there's no strong movement, there's no trade, cancel the trade, and that's it, all right? So any trade that doesn't lose you money is a good trade, right? Great. So with that, that concludes the end of this lesson, where there's no trade for today's news. Okay, so this was 8th of December, Euro USD trade. Now, what happened in this trade was the price went up. If I'm not wrong, yeah, I think it went up. It triggered my buy order. And what happened was it lost momentum. And it was coming down to hit my stop loss. Okay, so this should have been a -1 hour result. But I was lucky because when the price came down, it went up again slightly. So I quickly exited at break even and then it hit the stop loss. So this should have been a -1 hour trade, but I was lucky. I managed to get out at break even. So you're not always lucky, but this was a lucky trade. All right, guys. So it's Friday, 8th of December, and it's 9:25 p.m. At 9:30 p.m., you can see that there's going to be major US dollar news, which is unemployment rate and non-farm employment change. So this is one of the major news I trade, unemployment rate. So if the figure that comes out is remarkably different from the forecast, you see a huge movement in the dollar. All right. So to trade the US dollar news, we're going to use the Euro US dollar. So first thing is to determine your account size. So for example, if your account is 5 grand, you want to risk 2%, and we're gonna have our stop loss 12 pips away from the entry price for this strategy. We will trade 0.83 lots. Okay, so I'm gonna place the order at 9:27, right? 3 minutes before the news is released. 0.83. Okay, great. So let me just get ready. So the first order, again, I'm going to use 5-minute candles and switch to 1-minute candles once the news is released, right? So I'm going to go to new order, and let me just set. Okay, so the price is 1742 right now. Let me just make a note of that. 1743 or 1742 thereabouts. Okay, so it's 9:27. We can place our order right now. So the buy order would be 12 pips above. So 1743 plus 12, 1755 would be our buy order. Sell order 1743 minus 12 would be 1731. Okay, there we go. Great. So that's our order. Okay, so first we're going to put our buy stop order. Buy stop, and price to buy at 1.1755. Okay, stop loss will be at the current market price 1.1743. Okay, it looks like it's going down. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll just stick to 1741. 1730. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's put the entry at 1753 then. Stop loss at 1741. Okay, there we go. And now we're gonna place our sell order. So sell stop at 1.1730. Stop loss 1.1741. Okay, great. Oops, I made a mistake. Let me just. Okay, sorry. It's not right. Okay. Okay, it has gone up. It's triggered my buy order. So cancel my stop. There we go. Okay. So my buy order's been triggered and it's hovering between my buy and my stop loss. So right now I'm at least breaking even. So I'm going to shift my stop loss to 81754. Looks like I'm going to get out break even. Okay. So I got out at break even. Didn't lose any money. Okay. So this is one of those trades. Let me just debrief what happened, right? So what happened was the price went up, hit my buy stop order, okay, and it did not have enough momentum to carry it through. So it started coming down towards my stop loss, and I basically waited for it to get back to break even. Now, you don't always have to do that. You can get out the moment you see that it's losing steam. So basically, I exited the trade with no profit and no loss. Okay, for the final example, this is 22nd of December, another dollar Canadian trade. This resulted in 3.75 hour win. So let's take a look at this final example. Alright, so getting ready to scalp the news again. It's Thursday, 21st of December. It's 8:20 p.m. Local time over here. I'm actually in Indonesia. So it's 1 hour ahead of Singapore. And as you can see from the clock here, 8:30, which in 10 minutes we have got Canadian CPI news combined with core retail sales news. And there's also a GDP on the dollar. Right, so if I was trading this, I'll trade the Euro USD. I'm going to trade this because Canadian news tends to be stronger. So I'm going to trade the dollar Canadian pair. All right, so I'm at dollar Canadian pair. I'm at 5-minute candles. So right now, market price is 2803, 2804, right? And again, 3 minutes before the news at 8:27, I'm going to place my two orders, buy order and sell order. So standing by to do that. Okay, 8:27, dollar CAD is 2801. So I'm going to put a buy order at 2813. Well, now it's 2802, jump really fast. Okay, I'll take 2802. Buy order at 2814. Sell order at 2802 minus 12, that will be 2790. Okay, so I'm gonna put my buy order, put one lot for the volume. So buy stop order at 2814. Well, it's moving, as you can see, even before I'm placing order, it's moving down quite fast to 2800. Okay, so I'm gonna move this really fast. 2812, 2800 minus 12, 2788. Okay. So buy stop order 1.22812, stop loss at 1.2800. Okay, buy stop placed. Now I'm going to put my sell stop. $1.2788, 1.2800. All right. Okay, so my two orders are in. I'm going to open my terminal, monitor my two orders here. And let's see what happens. Switch to 1 minute candles. So my buy order is there, sell order is there. Let's see if it triggers anyone. I've got 1 minute for the news to start. Whoa, okay, as you can see, it plunged, it triggered my sell order, right? So I'm going to cancel my buy order. And in 1 minute, I'm going to take profit on this. 2762. So 8:31, I'm going to close the trade. 275. Okay, so you can see my profit is there. Okay, so I've put my stop loss at 2750. Okay, that's my stop loss. So if it keeps going down, I'm going to make more. If it goes up, I'll stop out at 2750. It's going down some more, so I can lower my stop loss even more to 27. Maybe 2755. I'll just leave my stop loss there. Okay. Let's see what happens. As you can see my profits over here. All right. So if it goes up and hits my stop loss, I still make a pretty good profit. It looks like it's going up to hit my stop loss. That's fine because I've already made a very nice profit over here. Okay. So again, stop loss over there. If it goes up, it's going to hit my stop loss and stop me. If it goes down, I'll keep shifting my stop loss lower. Looks like it's going down, right? Let's see what happens, right? Nice, it keeps going down. Great, okay. Come on, keep going down. Give me some more profits. Good. Okay, I'm now at 2745, 46. Oh, it's going up again. Okay. Well, let it fight out. Let the bears fight the bulls and see. Okay, it's going to 2740. Okay, great. Well, going even lower to 27. Okay, great. So I'm going to shift my stop loss now to 2740. So I can lock in more profits. Okay, great. I'm stopped out. Great. So I just got stopped out. And how much did I make? Let's see. So I just made a profit of $360 in about 2 minutes. Okay. Now, that's not a big deal until you consider, okay, what was the risk I was taking? All right, let's take a look. What was the risk I was taking? So basically, let's take a look. As you saw, I bought one lot and I sold one lot, right? So what was my risk? Okay, my risk was 12 pips. Okay, my risk was 12 pips. How many pips did I make? Let's see. So as you can see, I got in at this price, 2785. That was my sell price, and eventually I got out at 2740. So how many pips did I capture? 2785 minus 2740. I captured 45 pips, right? So I got 45 pips and my stop loss was 12 pips. So I earned 3.7 R. All right, 3.7 R for this trade. Great. So this is a nice trade again. Got 3.75 R, and that's how you trade the news for dollar Canadian. All right. So let's do a quick debrief about the trade and what I did. Right. So I began again by looking at the news. Let's take a look at the news, and the news was, well, there was actually two news going on today. We had the Canadian news, which is CPI. So for Canadian news, I would trade the dollar Canadian pair, right? And at the same time, we had the US dollar news on GDP. So for this, I would trade the Euro USD. So I had a choice to trade the Canadian, US dollar Canadian, or the Euro USD. Because remember that for US dollar news, I trade the Euro USD. So I had to choose between the two. And between the two, I would always choose the Canadian dollar because for some reason, the Canadian dollar tends to have stronger moves during news than the Euro USD. Okay, hence I chose the Canadian dollar. So the first thing I did was I had to decide on my position size. So I used the position sizing calculator as usual. My current account size for this trade was at 4,007. I decided to risk 2% for this trade, and my stop loss was 12 pips away. So again, for this strategy, it is always 12 pips away, except for pound pairs. For pound, I may put it up to 16 pips away, right? But for non-pound pairs, it's always 12 pips. And from here, I can see that my position size for the trade would be one lot, right? 100,000 of the base units. So once I know my lot size, I waited for 3 minutes before the news was released. So again, the news was released at 9:30. Okay, 9:30. Now, if you look at this clock, sorry, it was released at 8:30. Yeah, 8:30. Yeah. So at 8:27, I started placing my order. If you remember. Now, what happened initially was the price was at 1.2802, if you recall. Okay, so that was the current market price at 8:27. 3 minutes before the market opened. I always look at the market price at that time. So that was the market price. So I'm going to put market price over here. So for this strategy, what do? I place a buy order 12 pips above the market price, and the sell order 12 pips below the market price, right? And if you recall, as I was placing the order, the market price shifted to 2800. So what I did was I quickly revised my market price. So you got to be pretty fast with this, right? You got to practice on it. So I took it as 2800 as the market price, okay? So my buy order, recall I use a buy stop order, would be 12 pips above the market price, which would be 2812. All right? And my sell order would be 12 pips below the market price. So it's 2800. Let me do the math again. Minus 12, 2788. All right? So the first thing I did was I placed a buy stop order at 1.2812 and with a stop loss at the market price, 2800. That's the first thing I did. Then I placed a sell stop order at 2788 with the stop loss at the market price of 2800. So again, in this strategy, I've got no idea when the news is released. Is the price going to go up? Is it going to go down? Is it going to go sideways? I've got no idea. All right. So the idea, if it goes up, it triggers my buy order. And once it triggers my buy order, I will cancel the sell order. In this case, the moment the news was released, the price went down. And when it hit 2788, it triggered the sell order. So once it triggered the sell order, recall I canceled the buy order. I canceled this. So I had a sell order that was triggered with the initial stop loss of 2800. So my initial risk was 12 pips. That's my 1R. Right? My 1R was 12 pips. Okay, so let's see what happened. Let's go to the chart. So again, this was the market price just before the news was released. That was the buy stop order. Now the sell stop order is below. You can't see it because it was below, right? Now the moment the news was released, boom. Right, the moment the news was released, you can see the price went down really fast. And this was my sell order at 2788. Now this is a sell stop order, which means the moment it hits that price, it gets triggered into a market price. So did I sell it at 2788? No. Like I said in the video, you do not always get filled at the intended entry price. So although my intended entry price was 2788, but I got filled slightly lower. Let's take a look. So I was filled at 2786. 2785 now, which is about 2786, right? So in other words, I was filled 2 pips lower than the intended entry price. Okay, so I entered at 2786 instead of 2788. So that was my actual entry price. Okay, now, so once I was in the trade, I canceled my buy order like I mentioned. And the moment, again, I'm looking at the 1 minute candles if you remember. The moment the candle closed, right, the candle closed there, that means 1 minute was up, it was 8:31. What did I do? I would immediately shift my stop loss to the market price at that time. So at that time, what was the market price? The moment the candle closed, okay, the moment the candle closed, and I looked at it, the market price was 2750. Okay, so I changed my stop loss to 2750. Oops, sorry. Okay, so this was my new stop loss. So in other words, I entered at 2786 and the market was now at 2750. Am I profitable? Yes, because from 86 to 50 is 36 pips. So I've already captured 36 pips. So I moved my stop loss there so that if the price were to move back up, it hits my stop loss, I will exit and take my 36 pips and run. But in this case, I was a bit lucky because the price continued going down. So if it continues going down, I leave my stop loss there and I see how far it goes down, right? And it went down to 2738 thereabouts. So when that happened, I thought, you know what, I'm going to protect more profits. So I then shifted my stop loss from 2750 to 2740. Right, so my stop loss was now here. So again, as it goes down, I keep shifting my stop loss down to protect profits. Right, if this trade had been going up instead, I would shift my stop loss up to protect my profits. Okay, so at the end of the day, I added another 10 pips. Okay, and eventually I got stopped out at 2740 for a total of about 46 pips. Well, actually not exactly 46, it was actually 45. Yeah, 45 pips, yeah. So I captured 45 pips by risking 12 pips. So again, 12 pips represents my 1R, my risk per trade. So again, I was risking 2% of my capital and I made 45 divided by 12 is about 3.75R. So I risk 1 to make 3.75. So that's a great trade. As long as you risk 1 to make more than 1, you'll always be profitable in the long run. And because I risked 2%, what was my actual return on my capital? It was 3.75 times 2%. So my actual return on my capital was 7.5% return. in about 2.5 minutes, right? So that concludes this live demo on trading the news. All right, so that concludes lesson 3, the news scalping strategy. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I do hope you gain a lot of profits trading this strategy that I have developed. If you have questions, remember, send me an email, adam@akltd.com. I'll see you guys in the next lesson, and may the markets be with you.